Yeah, mate, yeah, just flying out for Singapore now. Oh, mate, I've had a nightmare of a week. I've been dealing with bloody contractors all week trying to get the wind tunnel upgraded. Oh, you have no idea, mate, no idea. It's like they promise the world because they want to work for Ferrari, then you hire them and everything suddenly goes up. That's a nightmare, I tell you. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Ferrari. Today we have the Singapore Grand Prix, so no pressure, it's not like they won there in real life or anything. But we have got a little bit of news to update you on at the facility at Maranello. That is because our CFD simulator upgrade has happened, and the wind tunnel, we are upgrading that as well, so that will become a level 3. And that should help us, developing not so much the new car, but sort of for next season onwards. We should start to see a real benefit of that. It'll take 66 days, so just over 2 months. And we're at September 15th, so we're looking at end of middle to November, so we won't really see a benefit of it for this year, but moving forward we certainly will. Now, we have also had the new R&D period has switched over. So if we have a look at what we're doing with the car, we're doing for this year, the last 2 upgrades will be a new front wing and new side pods. The reason I've done that is it should help with the aerodynamics of the car, but it should also help with brake cooling, which has been or is becoming a little bit of an issue with the car. So that's why we've done that. We're also researching a new underfloor for next season. So that will help with that. So yeah, we are still working on this year's car. The main reason for that, I feel like we've got to beat Mercedes. If I get sacked, there's no point having a good car for next season. So I just want to make sure that we've got a good car this year as well. And there's only minor changes for the rules for next year. So what we have this year's car will mostly carry over to next year's car anyway, so I think that's kind of what we need to do. Now, reminder of where we look and sit here, we are 3 points ahead of Mercedes for third, so it is very much race on for that. We're not going to finish any higher, we're not going to finish any lower. It is whether we finish third or fourth, and with the board wanting second, we really do need to get third, I would imagine. Drivers' Championship, as a reminder, we've got Gio down there in 5th, Mick in, can you see behind my head there? Yeah, Mick in 8th. And I think the sort of the little goals that I'm setting them, I'd like Giovinazzi to beat Stroll, and I'd like Mick to beat George. If we can do that, then I'll just about be satisfied, I think. So yeah, and Giovinazzi needs to stay ahead of Hamilton as well. But yeah, that is that. Now you'll notice here that we've got a red icon next to the driver. That is Giovinazzi's contract. I did have a go at negotiating a new one with him, and he ran out of patience with me. So we'll get another chance, I'm sure. I mean, he's not going to get a driver as good as this again anywhere else. So I think I went up to about 7.5 million and he still didn't want that. Now, in his defense, if you are looking to be re-signed as the #1 Ferrari driver, you probably want more than 7.5 million. So we'll sort of start off the next time at 8, maybe 8.5, and go from there. But we'll get him to stay. It's just a matter of agreeing that contract with him. So that is fine. Now, one other thing to catch you up on is the Formula 3. So Formula 3 is done for the year. Now, we have one Italian that is in here this year in the game, obviously, because we nicked Mini and he can't drive for us anyway. But Leonardo Fornaroli came 8th in that championship. So not ideal for someone who we'd like to have in Formula 1 in a couple of seasons' time. But yeah, well, we'll see if he takes a step up to F2 next year or if he stays in Formula 3. Either way, he'll be in a Ferrari in the next 2 or so seasons. Let's hope he comes on a little bit better than that. Anyway, so that is all of that. Now let's have a look at what we're doing here in Singapore. We are expecting rain for the race. So that'll be tense, won't it? Circuit map there. It's a street course. It's actually a good street course, I think, isn't it? And of course, a reminder, as we saw in real life this year, what really should be another DRS zone, but isn't, is just the stretch that they've taken out the little zigzag thing that used to be there. So yeah, that's an improvement to the track in my opinion. So red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3. Sections by speed. It's what you would imagine a street course is. There's fast straights, there's slow corners, and that is that. So low and medium speed corners are what are crucial. Time considerations, we can see there. Pit stop costs you a lot of time. Safety car doesn't save you that much time. And we are expecting a 2-stop. You could do a 1-stop, but if we look at compound performance, the soft tyre is almost a second a lap faster. And yes, it degrades a lot quicker. Well, that just doesn't degrade that much quicker. 0.06 of a lap. You know, that's not that much when you're talking about a second and a lap quicker in overall speed. So you probably want to be on a soft or a medium tyre, and the hard tyre is going to be your desperation tyre at some point. And history, now we know in real life that Carlos Sainz won here this year, so yeah, we need to try and match that if we can. I'm not expecting us to be quite that competitive to the Red Bull and Aston Martin, to be honest. So Q3 is what we want. Qualifying someone in the top 4, reach Q2. We should be able to do all of that. Fastest lap, if it happens, it happens. It's not like we never try to get fastest lap, but just I'm not going to go all out and ruin a race strategy to try and get fastest lap. So we have one car in the top 6 for the next 2 to get our qualifying bonus, and we need a car in the top 6 here to get our race finish bonus. So that should all be quite manageable, shouldn't it? Alright, let's go and confirm how much rain we're getting for the race. And it is light rain, so that's almost, so it's going to be inters, and yeah, between inters and dry tyres, no doubt. I should have said too that the wind tunnel is going to cost us 12 million. That doesn't come out of the cost cap. We have about 15 million left on the cost cap. Now, if we need to go and buy an engine or something, that's going to be a 5 million chunk out of it, and that's going to hurt us. So we are a little bit precariously poised with the cost cap, but yeah, well, if we go over it, we go over it, don't we? Alright, it is time for qualifying. Let's see how free practice went. Now, again, times, don't worry about them too much. We've got very old engine parts in there. Perez is taking a penalty this weekend. As you can see, Mick and Giovinazzi, they're 7th and 15th in FP1. FP2, where we were down a little bit here, so 12th and 16th. And then FP3, I think Giovinazzi was chugging smoke out the back, to be honest. He was last in this one, and yeah, it is what it is. We'll put the new engine parts in now, and we can see setups though on both cars is good. So I'm a little bit concerned. We're going to have to take an engine penalty, I think, with Giovinazzi. Now, we're not going to take it here because A, it's hard to overtake, and B, it's not, we're going to take an ERS as well. It's not that crucial, but at some point I do think we will need to we'll go with this gearbox. We will need to take a penalty, and I'm more concerned about the 7.5 million it's going to cost us. That coming out of the cost cap. I mean, I say if we go over, we go over, but you know, if I'm struggling a little bit to keep a job, perhaps, yeah, perhaps I want to be staying within the cost cap and not angering those that have the power to sack me. But anyway, let's go and do Q1. It should be fine. So I'll confirm that for you. Alright, so some good news and bad news. The Red Bulls were a second a lap faster than us, but we were 4th and 5th and only did 1 run. So, yeah, a bit of a mixed bag there. Let's go to Q2. Alright, now we are on board with Mick, who is currently 6th. Giovinazzi is 3rd. First run was done on used tyres. So we should see an improvement here as, let's see, Verstappen. Verstappen, I think, was blocked a bit on his lap. Only a yellow first sector for both of them. Now, is that because the first lap was exceptional, or is that why? I mean, why is that? Because we're on fresh tyres, we should be quicker. But anyway, let's see what the second sector times are like. As we are 7th now with Mick. There's not a lot of people going quicker out there, and again, they've both only done a yellow second sector, so it may well be that it's not ramping up the track as we were expecting it to be. Giovinazzi will stay 4th. We're both through, so I guess that's all that matters. Yeah, I mean, we were quicker than we were in Q1. Certainly Giovinazzi was anyway. So maybe it was just a good lap first time out. But anyway, Q3. Alright, here we go on our second runs in Q3. Now, Giovinazzi is currently 5th, but he's only just, look at that, 3,000th behind Lance Stroll. Mick, I don't know what happened to him on his first lap. I don't know if he got blocked, if he made a little mistake, but he's a second slower than Giovinazzi, and we know he's not always quicker than Giovinazzi, but he's certainly not a second slower. Both guys have done green first sectors. Now, is anybody else doing green sectors here? Stroll is, who's ahead of us, and then 2 behind us are doing green sectors as well. So, yeah, we do need to be going quicker here. The car in front of us is not Giovinazzi. There's a car between us. It looks like, by the colour of it, it might be a Mercedes. I'm guessing Hamilton would be he's the only Mercedes that hasn't done his lap. Anyway, Giovinazzi coming around. Will he go ahead of Stroll? No. Can Mick move himself up the grid only to 8th? 5th and 8th. So Perez will take a penalty. Whether how far back that'll drop him, I suppose, will be debatable, but it will move Giovinazzi up to 4th at a minimum. And yeah, Mick never quite got his Q1 pace back, which is surprising, really. Maybe, I'm not sure why that would be. Giovinazzi got quicker, but Mick got slower. That's disappointing, obviously. So, we are expecting light rain. We are expecting light rain fairly early on here. Now, what I've done in terms of tyre strategy as well is we've got 2 sets of, or an extra set of fresh softs for Giovinazzi and 2 sets of fresh mediums for Mick, just to try and hedge our bets there a little bit. Now, I'm looking at this and thinking intermediates somewhere between around lap 20-ish to here, somewhere lap 25 is probably. It depends, yeah, sort of whereabouts that is going to fall in the grand scheme of things. So I'm wondering if we start on a medium just to make sure that we get to the rain. Then we're going to want an inter, as I say, around here somewhere probably, and then a soft tyre to the end. We maybe want to go a little bit later on that. How does that look in terms of tyre wear? It doesn't look too bad, does it? So that's probably something like what we'll want to do. And then I think with Mick, given that he has that extra set of medium tyres, I wonder if we go medium with him. So this would become an inter. Medium. Make sure that he's got good life. We should be able to then push a little bit more as well. So we're thinking there somewhere, and oh no, I probably had that about right. There somewhere, and then Mick would be able to more or less push the whole way to the end on a medium, whereas the soft tyre would be degrading. So we'll sort of hedge our bets a little bit. That's the plan going into it. Light rain, and we guess anything could change here, couldn't it? Alright, welcome back. So it is 4th and 7th. So Perez did drop behind both of our cars, so that's something. I mean, Giovinazzi really, if he can stay where he is, well, even if he ends up dropping behind Perez, what I think is we just need to try and stay ahead of the Mercedes if we can. Now, I think I saw a soft tyre. Yeah, there are some soft tyre runners. I think they might struggle to get to the rain. And certainly, you know, once the rain gets here, they're going to be very desperate to stop and maybe need to come in before they ideally want to. So I'm not disappointed to see some soft runners there, but what we need to do, of course, is try and not lose out to them. But we've held our 4th and 7th places. Perez is all the way at the back, so he's taken all the penalties. He's done a bit of a Mick Schumacher on that sense. But yeah, well, we'll see. It's such a better lap, isn't it, without that silly Mickey Mouse section that they used to have there. Hopefully it stays like... I think it was supposed to be just a temporary thing, I think I heard during the actual race weekend in real life, but I hope it stays like this. And whack another DRS in there as well. I think the issue was runoff at the end of that new straight there for an overtaking area, but... yeah, I mean, safety's got to come first, doesn't it, ultimately? We are losing touch a little bit here with Verstappen and the Aston, sorry, but I think that is kind of to be expected. They are faster cars than us. But yeah. I'm hoping that then it's not going to be, if we are, you know, we don't get sacked this year, I'm hoping that they're not going to be quite, yeah, it's not much runoff at the end there, is there? Oh, we're out of our battery already, so the ERS is definitely going to need penalties. It's not the penalties necessarily that I'm worried about, it's the financial hit of taking them. So, yeah, well, we'll see, won't we? There's a 63 lap race, so about 60 to go. Rain to come, and Giovinazzi looks like he's holding up a bit of a train here. Is Russell about to get past him? Yeah, looks like he is. So we just need to try and go with him now as much as possible, and it should come back to us. His soft tyres will burn out fairly quickly, and we'll be quicker than him, I would think and hope. Here we go now with DRS, actually. No, not quite. So we've seen it before at the start of a race. Giovinazzi doesn't quite have the pace. Magnussen has got past him, and Mick is right behind him to the point where we might need to sort of manufacture Mick getting past him here, I think. Mick seems to have the pace that Giovinazzi doesn't. So we'll harvest Giovinazzi, and then Mick should naturally DRS himself past at some point, please. And then Giovinazzi, of course, will have a bit of battery power. It's not quite working the way I'd hoped. There we go. He's finally got past him there. So, yeah, it's 6th and 7th. Hamilton's behind us, which is important, but Russell's up the road, and Magnussen's there as well. So, what are we expecting, Rain? About lap 20-odd? So about 10 laps or so to go, as Mick has got past K-Mag. Now, K-Mag's on a soft tyre, I think. Is he, or is he on a medium? I think he's on a soft. He is. So I wonder if the soft tyre is just starting to get past its best now. But well done, Mick. He had to work for it, though, but he's eventually got there, apparently. And he's going to be up in 5th. No, he's not. Magnussen got him back, so never mind. A bit of a wasted replay. 4 minutes to the rain. And then, well, then we don't know exactly how long till it's into tyres. But look at this. Look at the race that K-Mag and Mick are having here. Let's just, you're behind at the DRS detection. Let's just deploy and let's just get you past him. There we go. So that should be job done. And can Gio go and get him as well? He's got a bit of battery power. Deploy him. And that should be the soft-tyred Kevin Magnussen out of the way, hopefully. Please. Surely we've got him, haven't we? Go away, K-Mag. You legend. He was so good at a kicking house, wasn't he? He's still there. He still won't let us pass. We've both got DRS. And into turn 1. Go on, Giovinazzi. Make it stick, for the love of everything that is holy. Let's jump on board here. I wasn't supposed to come back for this long. Finally. Finally, we get it done. And don't go... Oh, we've got Mick as well. Well, didn't quite mean for that to happen either. All right, guys, come on. Come on. Sensible, please. Mick, harvest up. And that's Giovinazzi, hopefully. Guys, please. Thank you. Alright. A momentary bit of calm. Let's see if we can close down George Russell now. Is he on a soft tyre as well? Yes, he is. Alright, so the rain has arrived. Just at the end of that lap. We haven't really gone anywhere. Now, it's arrived, but it's kind of stopped as well. So maybe I don't want to push these tyres. I'm sort of torn between not wanting to have a bunch of medium rubber left when we have to go to inters, but equally, it's light rain right now. We're a long way away from needing to get off a slick tyre, so this is going to be one of those races that just I can only screw up. Love those ones. Alright, so Perez has come steaming back through. He's got past both of us. And, yeah, you can see his lap times. They're just massively quicker than everybody else. And we're really just trying with Giovinazzi that keeps sort of tagged onto the back of him, because he's closing us up to the back of George Russell, which is nice. Now, there are pit stops about to happen here for the guys that started on a soft, and it's too early. It's too early. It's not time to come in yet. It might be very soon, but it's not there yet. Everybody else has pit. Now, why is everybody else pit? So we're going to go... we have been charging particularly Giovinazzi's up. Pit stop issue for George Russell. That can only help us. And this might be a chance for us to get an undercut, because they're coming out on inters, on a track that's not ready for inters. So yeah, this is a chance for us to really get ourselves 3rd and 4th in this race. It might... Is it going to be this lap? Oh, is it going to be this lap? Alright, we've had our lap. We're not going to lose anything from here. We might lose. Now, what's the gap between... It's 3 seconds. Alright, so with Mick, although he's out of... I think we're gonna go with Mick another lap. Again, we're gonna use the logic. If he comes in and stops, he's too close to Giovinazzi, I think.
Okay,
and we're going to gamble that he gets more of a lap with the track still being in decent condition. So Mick doesn't lead. Did Verstappen come in? I thought Verstappen, he did come in. So Verstappen's a pit stop ahead of us already. And the risk here is Giovinazzi's stop is 2.8. So it's not great. And he comes out behind Perez still, but ahead of Russell. So that is good news. We can push the tyre because it's the tyre. Now, did I tell Mick to come in this lap? I didn't. Mick, come in this lap, mate. That would have been bad, wouldn't it? It has just gone to damp now. And where's Mick on the lap? He is not that far away. So this might have worked out okay for Mick, you know. We'll see if he comes out ahead of Giovinazzi or not. He needs a good stop. But he got most of that lap on what was more or less dry conditions. He's done 2.7, and Giovinazzi's passed him, is he? So that hasn't worked out at all then. The inter tyre was... It's obviously not a little bit less of a hard cut-off then. Because Mick has come out down in 10th. So... Sorry, Mick. Yeah, that's something I'll have to get a little bit more used to, clearly. But Giovinazzi is 5th. He's ahead of Russell. He's ahead of Russell by much, by 5 seconds. So he's well ahead of Russell.
Yeah.
Oh, Stroll has had a crash. So that's going to help things out here. Giovinazzi has not passed in yet. I'm assuming he's going to have to come into the pits. Or is he's just in front of us there. So... Not a big crash by the looks of things, but surely there'll be some damage on his car. We're still, with Mick, it's still stuck here. I cannot manufacture a way for him to get past. You can see the tyres with both cars just starting to overheat a little bit, so I just backed us off to make sure that, yeah, you know, we don't cook them. But yeah, this is very, very frustrating for Mick. Giovinazzi, if there's a long Lance Stroll pit stop to come, then... Oh, actually catching him quite quickly here. So there might be a move on for Gio here. You'd imagine if he's hit a wall, he's going to have damage. Whether it's front wing, rear wing, side pod, underfloor, something's not going to be right with the car. And let's have a look what he did this last lap at 39. So yeah, we're a second and a bit faster than him. So Giovinazzi should be able to move himself up into 4th here, which would be very, very nice indeed. Mick, I don't know what we do with Mick because he's just stuck right now. And it's not like we can do some sort of pit strategy to get him around because we've just got to kind of stay with it till we go onto the other tyres. Maybe having a medium, being able to push that a bit more will help him. Who knows, but anyway. Alright, well we've sat here stalking Stroll for a few laps. We did have the battery charged up. Unfortunately, we've not been able to get past him using it. So I suspect his issue is in cornering. The battery isn't actually helping us that much. And what we're going to do is we're going to deploy down this back straight, get a good exit off the corner, and then this should, and I do stress should get us past, but it's not managed to do it. We're definitely faster than him. You know, his pace has dropped right off since the crash, but yeah, just not able to get a move done. And Mick update. Still stuck behind Gasly, and that is getting very frustrating now. As we are out of battery again, so I guess we'll try and harvest him up and have another go at some point. But yeah, Stroll is slow in the corners. He just is difficult to get past. I wonder if we're just very draggy, I think, because neither car's able to get their overtakes done.
Okay, that's is the end of the rain.
So that is a big message. No more rain. So that means that we can just push these tyres now because we're just waiting for this to get somewhere close, and then we will be switching over onto the slick tyre again. I think the plan is we will do soft with Giovinazzi, we will do medium with Mick. Yeah, there's a big part of me actually with Mick that says, if we're not going to be able to get past, harvest the battery. What I don't want is for Hamilton. How far is Hamilton behind us? Right there. We can't harvest the battery. Giovinazzi. Yeah, I mean, this is really his race, to be honest. Come on, let's try deploying now. Come on, Gio. Keeping an eye on. We might be coming in this lap, actually. Looking at that. Yeah, we're definitely going to be coming in this lap. So we'll put on a soft tyre. I don't have a medium for him, so we have to go for a soft. That's unfortunate. Medium for Mick. A medium's definitely the tyre you're going to want to be on here, I think. Can we get the move done on Stroll? No, we can't. The track has gone to dry. So we will we'll have a go at it. The soft tyre, I'm not convinced is going to make it. We certainly won't be able to push Gio, will we? He's going to have to... Not a bad stop. We didn't get held up by cars coming in, which is nice as well. Mick's coming in now. Now, is he going to be able to jump anybody? Go. Both of them did quite good stops. Now, did we jump someone there with Mick? I wonder. No, I don't think we did. Okay, Giovinazzi, you need to not push that tyre at all, mate. Mick, on the other hand, he has jumped somebody because he's come out in 9th. There was somebody not stopped. Ocon... So Gasly hasn't stopped, and neither is Stroll. So he can afford to push because he's got that extra bit of tyre life. So this is a big, big lap in the race. Is Mick going to be able... He should be able, I would hope, to jump Gasly, and can Giovinazzi jump Stroll? We're about to find out the answer to the Giovinazzi question. Stroll is still in the pits. We've done that easily in the end. So that's a good sign. Mick coming around. Is he going to be able to have got past Gasly? Yes, he has, it looks like. So he's up to 8th. Only a second or so behind Ocon. Now, what tyres has everybody else gone with? Alonso's still out there on an Inter, which is an interesting decision. So there's a few soft-tyred runners. And there's some hard-tyred runners there as well. That's a mistake. I mean, that might come back to bite me. Maybe we could have done that with Giovinazzi, but that just strikes me as something that wasn't the best thing to do. Now, where is Alonso going to come out in relation to Giovinazzi here? No, he's moving in the pit lane, so he is going to be ahead of us. So, 4th and 8th. Can we get Mick up past... Well, past Ocon, I think we'd like to do, wouldn't we? Definitely. Could we, as who's that behind us? Hamilton's setting the fastest lap. Could we get him ahead of both Mercedes? Have both Ferraris ahead of both Mercedes? And that would be a very good day. I wonder if we start deploying a little bit sooner, as we've got a virtual safety car.
There's a big accident on the start-finish straight.
A virtual safety car. Lance Stroll, is it you again? Bottas has crashed. What's he done? Let's have a look at this. Is it all by himself? He's done a Lance Stroll, has he? He has done a Lance Stroll. Hang your head in shame, Valtteri. Alright, virtual safety car is just ending now. I did briefly toy with the idea of bringing in Giovinazzi to get another set of soft tyres on. It would have brought him out 10th or 11th, sort of somewhere down there. I just didn't think it was quite worth the loss of track position. He'll probably limp home to a better position than that anyway. He's not really under any threat for his 4th. As I said, 9 seconds or so back. So I don't think, as I say, I don't think it would have been worth it. But yeah, so obviously time will tell on that front. All right, let's. I wonder if we attack. We've got to try and get past this this Alpine here, don't we? Get up to the back of George Russell. This is everything we've got. This is battery. This is full push. This is petrol send. It is everything. We're going up the inside. Get it done, Mick. I think he has. And indeed, he has. All right. So now we can get after George Russell. And like I say, if we can get both Ferraris ahead of both Mercedes, that's going to be a huge, huge result for us in the Constructors. Oh, and Ocon's come back past us. You cheeky Frenchman. Alright, so we will try this again. Next lap around. This time it is a cruise pass. And I'm not quite sure how he got back past us. Hopefully we won't have to worry about that this time around. And now we can get after George Russell and having both Ferraris ahead of both Mercedes. Alright, we've had a virtual safety car incident. Ocon just would not go away, and I don't know what's happened here either. I'm watching this not knowing, and... Okay, so that's the overtake Ocon on Mick. Why do we have a virtual safety car? we have a virtual safety car because everybody seems to be okay in terms of our guys. Hulkenberg has had a crash,
Safety car deployed.
so that doesn't really affect us. Now,
Dash positive.
now, is this a good opportunity to bring in Giovinazzi? Where would he come out now? Still the same place. All right, never mind. All right, that virtual safety car has now ended. And let's go for, again, sneaky deploy. And we just need to try and break away from Ocon if we can. For a horrible second, I didn't think we were going to have DRS, but obviously we do. Can we stick one up the inside here? Be a good place to get a move done if we can make it stick. And unfortunately, we've not quite managed to do that. We're going to keep going with the deploy, though. We just need to get past him. Now, if we can get DRS here, we pin him to the apex. This should be okay. Up the inside, we'll keep it going. George Russell is that in front of us. If we could go and catch the back of him here and give ourselves DRS, then that would be helpful, obviously. We're 0.7 of a second away from doing that just now, and I'm a little bit concerned about our tyre life here as well. Alright, so there is not long to go. Somehow Stroll's come back from the dead and has caught the back of Giovinazzi, caught me dozing, to be honest. So we've got a full battery, so we're going to deploy to the end with him, and hopefully that'll be enough. And you will see that Mick has finally managed to break free of Ocon, and he is catching. In fact, he now has DRS on the back of George Russell. So we've got two very nice battles going on here for our boys. One to hopefully overtake. And, oh, Stroll's gotten past him. All right, let's get this move done first of all. Mick goes past George Russell. Can he make that stick now? More or less. I think he has. Giovinazzi, though, can he come back on Lance Stroll? Now, I don't think this is our last lap. We've got DRS and not quite able to do it. Let's go aggressive. It doesn't. We've just got to get it done. We've just got to get it done. And we've got a McLaren there as well. Now, is that McLaren going to give... It is going to give Stroll DRS. So that is highly unfortunate. He should have to get out of both our way here. Now, this is potentially our last chance. Can Giovinazzi get back past Lance Stroll? It doesn't look like it's quite going to happen. Oh. Let's go back to Mick. Mick is past George Russell. Verstappen has won the race. And we have 0.6 of a second. So we'll come back to this. It is the last chance that we have. It is the last chance. Oh, we've used all the battery and Stroll has mugged us off there. That is so disappointing. And looks as though we're fine with Mick. So it is 5th for Giovinazzi. Best of the rest behind far and away best two cars. And it's going to be Mick coming in 6th. Both Ferraris ahead of both Mercedes. That is a good weekend for us. Even if we did lose out the end there with Stroll. So a bit of a cracking drive from Perez. It's reminiscent of Alonso at Spa, that one, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, Red Bulls and Aston Martins are just the best two cars. I mean, you can look at the best laps, and they're a second faster than a lot of the other times here. I'm happy with 5th and 6th, all things considered. I think it's, as I say, a big shame we just couldn't quite keep Stroll behind us there, but he was probably quick enough to catch us, even if I had been paying a little bit more attention to him. I was obviously watching Mick's battle. But so we stay 5th with Giovinazzi there, and Mick will stay there in 8th as well. But the constructors is what we care about particularly, and we've pulled out 10 more points on Mercedes. That's, as I say, that's a good weekend for us. Top 5 teams got both cars in the points. So yeah, bit of a bookie special, that one, in order as well. So I wonder if it was at first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, I wonder. No, because no, it wasn't. The Mercedes and Alpines messed it up. Unsurprisingly, no points in the pit stop race, so we are still 42 points. Alfa Romeo in 9th, 6th Ferrari. We are disgustingly bad. So like I say, a solid race, nothing more than that. But it was one that we needed. It's really helped us in that battle with Mercedes, hasn't it? So Japan is up next. I will see you for that one. If you've enjoyed this one, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, Suzuka. That might be an okay track for us. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll find out when we get there. Take care.